So good evening, students. So this is our seventh session on acids and bases. You all aware acids and bases is one of the potential chapter in chemistry for the board examinations as well as the competitive examinations, right? So in our previous session, we discussed about acids, bases, and some of the properties you have learned. And today's class I do deem to be very rated class. I'm going to discuss about various aspects of acidic salts, basic salts, neutral salts. So how to identify an acidic, basic, or a neutral salt? So this is what you are going to see in your today's session. So please stay tuned. Now, so let us see the basic properties, very well. So the properties of acids are they are sour and they turn blue litmus to red, and they basically are good electrolytes. That means in aqueous solution, they convert into ions, and those ions will be conducting, right? And acids and all, they react with metals and it produces hydrogen gas. So why it is so? Because metals have a tendency to donate electron, and HCl, for example, you take an acid, any acid which furnishes H plus ions. So H plus ions take up the electron and forms hydrogen gas. Well, so let us look at, so a metal plus acid, it gives a salt plus hydrogen. This is what you have learned. Zinc plus H2SO4, it gives H2, ZnSO4 and H2. And you know very well, zinc, it's a solid, and in the presence of H2SO4, it gives hydrogen gas. So because zinc already conveyed to you, so zinc is going to give 2 electrons, right? So zinc is going to furnish 2 electrons, and H plus ions from H2SO4 is going to take up the 2 electrons given by the zinc. This is already explained in the earlier class, but I mean, the privilege to explain you once more so that you get a better understanding of the concept, how hydrogen is displaced by the zinc. So, very well, basically, zinc it gives 2 electrons, Zn plus 2 plus 2 electrons. And H plus 2H plus from acids, it takes up the 2 electrons and gives hydrogen gas. That means here, so zinc is displacing non-metal hydrogen in the form of H2 gas. Well, so, and this is the basic setup. Okay, so zinc and H2SO4, this is how hydrogen gas will be produced. So in the setup, okay, you can see the hydrogen gas. So here, the hydrogen gas is formed here. Hydrogen gas, the bubbles are formed here, right? Now, similarly, metal carbonates. So metal carbonate, when you add HCl, you always get CO2 gas. Similarly, metal bicarbonate. So when you add HCl, you'll be getting CO2 plus water, right? So metal bicarbonate or carbonates, both will give carbon dioxide gas. So this is a very notable point. Similarly, you can see here a metal carbonate, calcium carbonate is taken. Calcium carbonate is called limestone. Okay. So when you add HCl, naturally CO2 gas is evolved. Similarly, a bicarbonate, when you add, you get metal chloride and CO2 plus H2O. So always Cc metal chloride plus CO2 will be evolved. So students, let us see here. So some more. So that is the essence, like all I convey to you. Carbonates or bicarbonates. So basically, they are going to give CO2 gas. So in the presence of acids, right? Yeah. Now, let us have a look at, see, calcium hydroxide. When you add CO2, you get CaCO3. This is a milky white precipitate you will get, right? So calcium hydroxide. When you add carbon dioxide, you get calcium carbonate. Okay. So hydroxides, when you react with CO2, it forms calcium carbonate. Yeah. So it's very important. Now listen carefully. The same calcium carbonate, the formed when you pump excess CO2 plus water, you get calcium bicarbonate. Very important, this one. So this reaction is very, very important, students. So here calcium hydroxide is called, what is the calcium hydroxide is called? Lime water. Lime water. What is lime? Lime means CaO is lime. So when you add water, what will be formed? So calcium hydroxide is formed. This is lime. Okay. How you get lime, students? So CaCO3, when you heat, it forms CaO plus CO2 gas. So this calcium hydroxide, when you add CO2, you'll be getting calcium carbonate. To this calcium carbonate, when you add excess CO2, again CO2 and water, you'll be getting calcium bicarbonate. This is called calcium bicarbonate. I don't understand. Yeah. So here, one important thing I want to mention, calcium bicarbonate. First of all, the calcium carbonate, it forms here milky white precipitate. Calcium hydroxide, when you add CO2, you get a milky white precipitate. Okay. So this milky white precipitate again forms a clear solution when you pass excess CO2. So you get a clear solution. Why? It leads to the formation of bicarbonate. So carbonate is a precipitate and bicarbonate is soluble in water. Try to understand. So I repeat again. So carbonate is a precipitate and bicarbonate is solution. Bicarbonate exists in the solution. That's why there is no precipitate. I hope you understood. Very, very important point. This you will appreciate in the higher classes. So here I repeat, calcium carbonate is what precipitate, students? White precipitate. And calcium bicarbonate is clear solution. The white precipitate get dissolved when you add excess CO2, excess carbon dioxide and water. So these are lime water. Already told you. Lime water, when you add, what do you add, students? CO2, you get what precipitate? White precipitate. What is the white precipitate indicates? Ujjwal. What is the white precipitate indicates?
Sir, calcium carbonate.
Calcium carbonate. So when you add excess CO2, what you get? The milkiness will disappear. The white
precipitate. Calcium bicarbonate, sir.
Yeah, the calcium bicarbonate will be formed and the white precipitate will disappear. I hope you are clear, right? Very, very important. Now,
yes, sir.
You know very well, acids reacts with bases and forms neutral solutions. Okay, so listen very carefully, very important. So when you add a strong acid and a strong base, you get a salt. It's a neutralization reaction. When an acid reacts with a base, then a salt is formed, salt and water. Always, this reaction is called neutralization reaction. So students, listen carefully. I'm going to explain here. When a strong acid, I'm going to explain a lot of principles today. Strong acid plus strong base. When you add, then you get salt plus water. For example, strong acid HCl. When you add strong base NaOH, what do you get here? NaCl plus water. And here solution, what is the pH of the solution? Can anybody answer? What is the pH of the solution roughly? What is the pH?
Sir, neutral?
Yes, pH of the solution will be 7. And 7 means it's neutral.
So neutral, sir.
Yeah. So pH of the solution is neutral. Try to understand this. Now listen very carefully. So HCl plus NaOH forms NaCl. Naturally, hydrochloric acid reacts with NaOH, that forms a that is why this is neutralization reaction. Okay. Now I'll ask some questions for you shortly. So acids also reacts with metal oxides. Okay, what it forms, let us see. So metal oxide plus acid, it gives salt plus water. So let us see some examples. So acid plus metal oxide gives rise to water. Let us see some example. So CuO, cupric oxide plus HCl, it forms CuCl2 plus water. So copper 2 oxide is called cupric oxide. When you add HCl, you'll be getting copper chloride plus water. Now, students, so this hydrochloric acid reacts with a oxide and it forms so a salt and water. So it is a neutralization reaction. Anything which gives salt and water is a neutralization reaction. You know very well these acids are very corrosive in nature. You should be very, very careful. So particularly mineral acids are strong acids. Organic acids are weak acids. So these mineral acids cause severe. So for example, when you add HNO3 to your, in your hand, it comes other way, and the hand, the fingers will become yellow. Why? Because denaturation takes place. So protein loses its action. Biological activity will be lost. So they're very careful. You should be very careful. It burns because the skin gets burnt off. That means its biological activity will be lost. That's why when acid is, for example, when acid falls on your face, what happens? Denaturation takes place. That means the protein and all, even you have to do plastic surgery, natural skin will not come. Why? Denaturation. There are three types of, proteins are there. Primary, secondary, tertiary proteins. So the biological activity will be lost, actually, skin. So that's why when it is burnt, that's it. So you can't get the skin. It's very difficult when it is burnt. So you can see, students, skin is burnt, what happens? So you should be very careful in the laboratory while handling these chemicals. Okay, right? So similarly, so when you are in the cloth also, it gets burnt off. Okay, and see what happened? It gets burnt off. Metals also, right? You should be very careful. They're very corrosive in nature. Students, be careful. So what do how the acids have common? Tell me, when you add water HCl, it dissolves. Complete ionization. There is a complete ionization. Whenever there is a complete ionization, they are called strong acids, right? There is a complete ionization. Can you see there is a complete ionization, right? But weak acids are not like that. They are partial ionized, right? So in all cases, what happens? There is a complete ionization, right? And there are ions. Ions are moving in the solution. That's why they're conducting. They are conducting in nature. Do you agree or not? So plus Cl minus naturally. So they are completely dissociated. That's why, right? The process is termed as ionization. What is this called? Ionization. So when ionization is strong, what happens? When ionization is strong, what happens? So this is a strong acid, complete. When ionization is complete, it gives rise to strong acid, right? So H plus reacts with water and forms hydronium ions because H plus is not having any independent existence. H plus always exists as hydronium ions, H3O plus. This already I conveyed earlier also, right? So I conveyed all this happens because H plus ions are not stable. Now, let us see. All the compounds containing hydrogen are not acids. Let us see. So already conveyed to the aqueous solution of acid conducts electricity. Why? Because ionization takes place, because ions are produced, and the ions are very conducting because there is a flow of ions leads to conducting behavior, conducting nature. Students, so 1 second. Yeah, I got a cough. Yeah. So compounds containing hydrogen are not acids. AlCl3 is an acid, Lewis acid. BCl3 is a Lewis acid. Do you agree or not? Yeah, try to understand these students. Yeah. So let us get into the. So HCl is a good conductor of electricity because it's completely giving ions. The ions are conducting. You can see the bulb is glowing there, right? Yeah. So when HCl is dissolved in water, it gives H plus ions and Cl minus 1. That's why it is conducting. Already explained to you, right? Yeah, fine. For example, students, in other beaker, I have taken glucose. Glucose, when you dissolve in water, is it giving any ions? What is the structure of glucose, students? Anybody? Sadda? What is the structure of glucose? Molecular formula of glucose?
C6H12O6, sir.
Perfect. C6H12O6. So when you dissolve in water, C6H12O6. When you dissolve in water, what happens? There won't be ions. Here, no ions are produced, right? Here, no ions are produced. Try to understand. You don't find any ions, no ions here. So when there are no ions, naturally, it is non-conducting. It is non-conducting. So for example, if you see, you have seen other case. What is the other case? So ions are completely, it is non-conducting, right? So that is the, in other case, it is conducting. So due to the absence of ions, glucose solution, it won't conduct. Alcohol solution also. What is an alcohol, students? Can you help me? Ethyl alcohol, what is the formula? Any idea? C2H5OH is alcohol, right? Then alcohol. Anyhow. So from this experiment, you can conclude so that hydrogen containing compounds such as glucose and alcohol are not acids. Try to understand, students. Here, there are many compounds which contains hydrogen. You can't say all are acids. For example, I'll show you. Listen here, I'm writing on the top, CH4 is a methane. It contains hydrogen, it is not acid. Okay. C2H6, it is not acid, students. It is not acid. Are you following? So try to understand. So for example, C3H6O ketone is not an acid. Try to understand. So hydrogen containing compounds are not acids. So those hydrogen should be ionizable. Ionizable. When they ionize in water. Why ionize? Because the H plus ions formed reacts with water and forms hydronium ion. Okay. So hope you are clear. Now, students, listen carefully. So acids do not show acidic behavior in the absence of water. Why in the absence of water? Because they don't form hydronium ion, right? So be careful. Okay. So for example, CuCl2 plus H2SO4, it forms CuSO4 plus HCl. So you can take here. So what is happening here? Can you tell me? Can you tell me what is happening?
Hydrogen gas is coming out from the test
Not
tube.
hydrogen gas, HCl. HCl is also a gas, na? Are you following? HCl is coming out. Okay. So now, listen, the HCl, what I'm keeping there? Blue litmus.
Litmus paper.
Blue litmus. The blue litmus is turning, no change. It's not turning red. Agreed? Agreed or not? So that means it is a dry HCl gas. So dry HCl gas is an acid or not? It is not an acid. Why? Because in the aqueous medium only, I hope you understood, it get dissociated completely. So dry HCl is a acid or not?
It's not an acid.
No.
Yeah, I have proved it because there is no litmus test. Litmus test is not okay. I hope you understood. These are the experimental setup. You can do it. There is a test tube, bend tube. So and add CeCl2, and so naturally you don't get any change, right? Concentrated H2SO4 you can add. So that is a copper chloride. Add concentrated H2SO4, and HCl gas is evolved, and that is not giving any test. Okay. So this is all about that. Yeah. So for example, this is how you can do the experiment in your lab. Okay. If you want to do, you can do this way. Okay. Yeah. Next. We can do the test with dry litmus and wet litmus. Okay. So for example, no change here. Okay. Now, clear or not? Now, moist litmus you take. Moist litmus. 1 second. Students are waiting in the room. So why students are coming late? Yeah, fine. Now, moist litmus. There is no change, right? Yeah. Similarly, so try to understand this. Moist litmus or dry litmus, there is no change. Now, let us, you can see here, students, listen very carefully. Dry, when you take a dry litmus, there is no change. Moist litmus, there is a change. Why? Moist means what? What is the meaning of moist? What is the meaning of moist? Water is there. So HCl reacts with water and it is turning
Red.
litmus to red.
Acidic.
Yes, litmus to red. Very, very important. Right. Divyesh, you should come at right time. You should not come in between the class. Nobody has the right to come in between the class. Come on time. 2 minutes before the session. Now. So hope you understood this. Okay. So that's what wonderful experiments to understand the realization of ionization of HCl. Dry HCl will not moist. when the dry HCl is subjected to the moist conditions, it is going to turn the blue to red. Fine, good. So let us see the uses of mineral acids in the industry, right? Can you tell me some some important applications? You know very well, sulfuric acid is used in the fertilizers, ammonium sulfate, right? You can manufacture. So you can use also in paints also. Some acids you can use in paints, dyes, so other raw material, plastic, manufacturing, fibers, detergents, explosives. So batteries, H2SO4 is used in the battery, car battery. All car batteries, what you do, they dilute H2SO4. Otherwise, yeah, good. So nitric acid is also used in fertilizers. Ammonium nitrate is a fertilizer. TNT. TNT is also explosive, right? So trinitrotoluene. Trinitrotoluene. If you got a structure, I can give. So trinitrotoluene. So this is the structure. This is toluene. If you have CH3 group in the benzene ring, it is toluene. This is an O2 group. 1 nitro, dinitro, and trinitrotoluene. This is a very explosive, okay? Trinitrotoluene. So you can use in plastics, right? So plastic manufacturing. So these are some of the uses. So, and you know very well, HCl acid, HCl is used to remove oxide layers, okay? Because galvanizing you do. You know why you do galvanizing? Why you do galvanizing? What is galvanization? Zinc is coated on iron.
Sir, is the
Right? Zinc is because, try to understand. Iron has a property. What is that property, students? Corrosion. For example, if you have iron, right? This is iron.
corrosion?
Iron has a what property, students? Just now explain. Iron is corrosive, right? It is very corrosive in nature. That's why what they do,
Corrosion properties, sir.
they do some coating, right? So what is that coating? The coating is called coating with which metal?
Zinc.
Zinc. So that is called galvanization. If they coat this with zinc, naturally it won't, rust, or it won't corrode. So this is zinc basically. So this process is called galvanization. Okay. Next. So dyes, dyes are very important. All colors, for example, your fabric, so many dyes are used. You're using different, you use only one color or different color fabrics, your clothes, right? Yeah. Very interesting, right? Textiles, that's what I'm saying. Dyes are very much used. Everywhere the world is fully colorful. So everywhere colors are required, dyes are required, right? So, and for example, yeah, right, fine. So this is all about the acids. Now, you are going to get into slightly competitive part. Okay, so the next slide. So now see, I'm going to explain some where you can recognize these acids in day-to-day applications. For example, in curd, lactic acid will be there in curd. So yesterday I explained about in the last session, I explained about the oxalic acid, COH. In spinach and tomatoes, you find oxalic acid. Okay. And oranges and lemons, you got citric acid, citrus fruits. That's why the name citrus fruits has come. Similarly, apple contains malic acid. Unfortunately, you people take soft drinks. Soft drinks basically is nothing but malic acid actually. When you take the sip, what happens? You feel excited. So some kick will come. The kick is due to burning of your tongue. So acid is burning your tongue and you are getting excited. Right. So next, tartaric acid. Tartaric acid you find in grapes and unripened mangoes. Similarly, ants. If ant kisses you, what happens? So that is nothing but formic acid releases. That's why you find itching. Okay, you want a demo? Yeah, vinegar. Vinegar is acetic acid. Similarly, amla. Nowadays, because of pandemic time, everybody is just taking vitamin C, ascorbic acid, amla, right? So these are some of the applications of acids. Now, students, bases. Let us see the bases first. Okay, so it is also called alkali, right? So when the base is soluble in water, it is called alkali. So bases are, very well, they are better in taste. Okay, sodium hydroxide. So it is bitter. Any detergent, you just taste it. So don't taste, okay? It's bitter actually. So calcium hydroxide. Magnesium hydroxide is antacid. So when you get acidity, what you take? Magnesium hydroxide. That is called antacid. So when you take excess antacid, what happens? Stomach will become alkaline. So naturally, constipation will come. So you should not take too much antacid. See, when your stomach is acidic, if you take more antacid, alkaline nature, then if you consume more, after neutralization, what happens? Base will be more. Then constipation will develop. So you should be very careful. Under the direction of the physician, you should take these medications. Okay. Similarly, potassium hydroxide, these are all bases. Ammonium hydroxide, these are all very good bases. So what do bases have common? Bases have common when they produce hydroxyl ions. All the bases will produce hydroxyl ions. They ionize and gives hydroxyl ions, right? So these are all about the bases. So let us see. Strong base means what? What is the meaning of a strong base? You show your strength. Complete ionization, right? Which gives more number of hydroxyl ions or strong bases, right? NaOH gets completely dissociated. So more OH minus ions will be there. Weak base means what? See, weak fellow. It can't dissociate. See, for example, ammonium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide, only partial dissociation will be there, not complete dissociation, right? So let us see properties. Bitter and soapy touch and red litmus to blue. You all know all these things, right? So similarly, they also conduct because it completely dissociates and produce ions. It may be any ion, right? Yeah. Similarly, bases reacts with some metals and forms hydrogen gas. So, for example, let us take NaOH is a base. It reacts with the metal zinc. So, and it forms NaLO2, Na2ZNO2, sodium zincate. This is called sodium zincite. Very, very important for COMT exams. This question is asked in the previous exams. Actually. So, I'll write here. This is called sodium zincate. It's called sodium zincate. Okay. Yeah. So that's what it is. Sodium zincate and hydrogen gas will be produced, right? So next, some more properties. So it bases reacts with acids. It already acids reacts with bases. It forms neutral. That is a neutralization reaction. Same thing. Okay. When you add HCl or H2SO4, it gives Na2SO4. It gives a salt, right? So sometimes bases reacts with non-metals to give salt and water. Already calcium hydroxide reacts with CO2. So here, students, in calcium hydroxide and CO2, which is a acid here? Calcium hydroxide or CO2?
Calcium.
This is acid.
Calcium
carbonate.
hydroxide, sir.
Yeah, this is a base, okay, and this is a salt, right? So it is a neutralization reaction. Milky white precipitate will form. Okay, milky white precipitate is due to, help me.
Calcium carbonate.
Calcium carbonate. How the milkiness will
Calcium
disappear?
carbonate, sir.
Very good, very good. How the milkiness will disappear? Can you answer that? Adding?
Sir,
Addition
calcium
of
carbonate
carbonate.
adds with the carbon dioxide.
Plus water. Okay, and what do you get?
Yes, sir.
Calcium bicarbonate.
Excellent,
Sir,
excellent.
calcium bicarbonate, sir.
Calcium bicarbonate. So very good, very important. This is asked many times in the examination. There is a board or yeah. So let us see some applications. Applications are always attractive, right? So sodium hydroxide is used in the manufacture of soap. So the soap cake is same. You'll be using some some additives. Additives means what? Some perfumes, okay, or some glycerin, okay. We have moisture, right? So or which gives a leather formation, okay. So basic cake is same only. Cake means not that cake which you eat. Cake means soap cake. Right. So that is the soap is same only, but the colors, ingredient additives means colors, okay. And sometimes soft soaps. I mean baby soap, Johnson and Johnson. I don't think you use that. Okay, yeah. So Ayurvedic soap, they add some Ayurvedic ingredients, additives. Basic soap is same only, but they add some additives. Based on that, they say it is a icy soap and this is a Ayurvedic soap, this is a herbal soap, this is a Tulsi soap, all these things. Very good. So, and definitely the paper industry also and rayon manufacture. Rayon is a fabrics basically, fibers. So slackered lime is very, very important. Slackered lime. So already I told you slackered lime. What is bleaching powder formula, students? Bleaching powder is CaO, Cl2 is called bleaching powder. So whenever bleaching powder is basically what happens? It is basically used in the roads, roadsides and all. Bleaching powder they use. Why? To disinfect. Okay. What happens? Bleaching powder it reacts with water. and it forms HOCl. This HOCl is unstable, dissociates into HCl plus nascent oxygen. So this nascent oxygen is a disinfectant. What is the meaning of disinfectant? Disinfectant means which kill pathogens. What are pathogens? Disease-causing bacteria are called pathogens. So this is how you use it. That's why during Corona time also, all the sanitized, all the roads and all the sanitized. Why? Because it acts like a disinfectant, right? Yeah. So magnesium hydroxide is antacid. Just now I told you to neutralize the acid in the stomach to cure the digestion issue. Okay. And sodium carbonate is a washing soda only. Okay. And also water softening. For example, hard water is there. Seawater is hard. You can't take it. So try to understand these things, students. Okay. So these are some of the things which you are expected to know. Now, students, sodium hydrogen carbonate is called baking soda. What is it? Baking soda. Now, let us see here. Let us see, something about the sodium carbonate, bicarbonate and sodium carbonate. Very, very important bases. Okay. So, students try to understand. Now, Sai Charan, you are coming now. I'm very sorry. You're coming very late. Now, at the end of the lecture, you are coming. Don't you have any discipline? Yeah. Anyhow, so I'll take up this sodium carbonate and other things in the next session. Okay. The next section item. When is your next session? Next week? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So listen very carefully. Yeah. So I'll take up this in the next session. Okay. So I hope you are clear about the acids. Yeah. Now I open the session for discussion. I open the session for discussion. Hello, stay mute, please. Somebody is talking. Yeah. So thanks for being. Have a good day. See you all. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.